I want to talk today about the differences between a renovation loan and a construction loan. First, recognize that a renovation loan is a construction loan. We're funding based on the future version of your home and its future value. And just like any other construction loan, the funds are going to be dispersed through a draw process as the project is completed. There are two major differences, however. First is in the amount you can borrow on a renovation loan. It's much higher than most construction loans. All construction lenders have limits on how much they will lend, and they look at two factors to determine their maximum loan amount. First, the loan-to-value ratio. For example, many construction programs will lend up to 80% of the appraised value. In some cases, they might go higher than this, but it's very rare that they will exceed their second limit, which is the loan-to-cost ratio. Loan-to-cost is what percentage of the overall project that they're going to fund. And this is also usually limited to 80%. So what if you have a project in mind? The overall cost of the project is $200,000. The appraiser gives a value of $250,000 for the finished home. If the construction loan guidelines allow an 80% loan-to-value ratio, your $200,000 purchase price looks great until you look at the loan-to-cost guidelines. Remember that you have to meet both guidelines and you have to stay under both limits. So in this scenario, you have a cost of $200,000 and the construction loan is going to be capped at 80% of that, or $160,000. You would need a $40,000 down payment for this project. Sometimes you can get around this dilemma if you have a general contractor who's willing to wait until the very end of the project to get paid. But it's messy and it's not necessary if you use a renovation loan. So a renovation loan is much different. The guidelines allow you to fund much more of your project. The loan-to-cost limit for both conventional and FHA is 100%, and the loan-to-value limit is 97% on conventional and as high as 110% for FHA. The second major difference is in the terms of your loan. The vast majority of construction loans are very short-term loans. They're intended to be paid off with a permanent loan when the house is finished. This means you get a variable rate and an interest-only payment with a lot of stress during construction as markets and interest rates move around while you build. Sometimes you can do a long-term rate lock for an added fee and a higher interest rate than the prevailing 30-year rates. This two-time close process also means you get to pay two sets of closing costs. You pay once for the construction loan and you pay again for the permanent loan. A renovation loan is a one-time close construction loan. This means you get to lock your interest rate from day one, and the rates are based on standard conventional FHA 30-year fixed, 15-year fixed rates. You also pay one set of closing costs. You don't have to pay two appraisers, two title companies, and two sets of lender fees. To be fair, we can sometimes find a one-time close construction loan for new builds as well. However, in almost all cases, they come with two major shortfalls. Most of the ones that I've seen either have a variable interest rate or a much higher fixed rate than the prevailing market. And they usually come with that 80% loan-to-cost limit, which means you'll need a much higher down payment. So when you take all of these factors into account, it's clear. The best way to fund a renovation project is usually not a construction loan. With the renovation loan, you can get a competitive fixed rate from day one, and you won't have to refinance at all or pay the fees again when construction is finished. We're an experienced, dedicated team of renovation lending experts. We have access to everything from construction loans to home equity loans, and we're experts in renovation. I hope you'll give us a call. Let us know about your project. Let us help you choose the best loan for you.